Alright guys, let's watch this video and comment. Drop your comment on the comment section.
Let me tell you right now that this is hitting Americans where it hurts the most. What we're seeing is that for years, our fellow citizens have been told that overseas wars would only affect the gas prices. But that illusion just collapsed. The developments that we're seeing in global petrochemical markets suggest that something far more serious is unfolding before our very eyes. In just 12 days, we have seen over a dozen separate declarations that have been issued across the petrochemical industry. These are legal statements that companies will not follow through with their fulfillment of contracts due to what they call extraordinary circumstances. 7 different countries, dozens of layers of manufacturing. This is no longer a war just for oil. This is about everything that is made from oil. The cascade started in the Middle East when Qatar declared a non-fulfillment contract on liquefied natural gas. This removed 20% of the global natural gas supply. Saudi Aramco, they cut their production on oil fields. Kuwait Petroleum, they followed through. This shock is now spreading very far beyond just crude production. Bapco in Bahrain halted all of their operations at the kingdom's only refinery, and then we saw aluminum get hit. One of the world's largest aluminum smelters stopped all shipments immediately. So what started as a mild disruption in the Strait of Hormuz has spread downstream into the industrial backbone of global manufacturing, and it's about to hit America. Once that chain started to break, the consequences started to multiply. When you look at petrochemical plants across Asia, they started beginning to declare their own non-shipment agreements. The corporations of Singapore, they halted all of their operations after losing access to the Gulf. TPS, they're dependent on PCS Supplies, which is the Corporation of Singapore Supplies. They followed through days later. The problem here is complex. The oil produces ethylene. Without ethylene, polyethylene stops. Without polyethylene, all plastic stops. And when plastic stops, the defect doesn't stop in plastics. This reaches food packaging, medical devices, automotive manufacturing, construction materials, pipes for your water, electrical insulation, and all of the components that make modern life possible. And now these effects are starting to hit the supermarket as we are seeing warnings that prices will shock upward surprisingly quick. Across multiple countries, we have seen the offers for polypropylene, a core industrial plastic, suspended entirely. The spot premiums went up 100%. Suppliers across all of Europe are warning customers that they could see anywhere from a 200 to 300% increase in the core manufacturing prices. Food containers, IV tubes, car dashboards, home insulation, water infrastructure, electrical wiring. Everything you use inside of America is about to be ground to a halt. And this traces back to a decision made 1,000 miles away. Protection and indemnity insurance clubs canceled their war risk insurance coverage for tankers. This means the tankers stop moving. And when they stop, the entire petrochemical supply chain suffocates. The naphtha shipments that feed Asia's petrochemical industry is no longer arriving. So we're seeing separate industries being shut down across multiple countries, and now it's hitting America. It began in London at their reinsurance desk. Then it went through closed maritime corridors. And now we see it on the factory floors of factories across our world. I just spoke to one individual who has a manufacturing plant here inside of the United States of America who gets a lot of his raw materials from overseas in Asia and shipped through the Middle East. He said you better buy everything that you need for 3 years, and you better buy it right now. So when you look around at everything around you, from the rubber on the bottom of your shoes, you better buy new boots, to the medical devices that you use, or the chemicals that are turned into plastics for your food storage. Everything is about to get rocked. We could see years of disruption, according to this individual, and reinsurance markets take 24 months to restabilize. Oil becomes naphtha, naphtha becomes plastic, plastic becomes everything. Now, some people are saying that this was Donald Trump's original intention. Stop the oil from getting to Asia. Asia can't produce. Asia will start to suffer socially and geopolitically. And if we can hurt China, we're going to hurt China before China hurts us. Folks, we've got a lot of other coverage for today. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Ibrahim Qayyumi and Emir Balat brought 2 homemade explosives to an anti-Muslim protest on Saturday. Thankfully, neither detonated, but as you mentioned, more homemade bombs have been found and safely removed from a Pennsylvania storage unit connected to the case.
Now, what you're looking at here is the faces of 2 individuals who got the call from Iran and acted too soon. They didn't act in coordination, which is what is expected. They had a couple of devices that they had hoped to lob off and run away, go back to the shipping container or the storage unit, get more, repeat, wash and repeat. Now we've seen bars across our country come under attack, a religious attack. We just saw a synagogue get attacked. I believe it was in Baltimore. We have seen people walking their dogs get attacked because a major movement in this religious zealousy and extremism is for all domestic dogs to be taken off the streets of the United States of America. So as you are outside walking your dog, going to drop your kids off at school, picking up groceries to resupply your house, be very aware. Aware that these types of things could literally happen anywhere.
Lord grant, the chairman and I having just returned from Dover last night, our troops and their families, and the enormous sacrifice that they make is certainly heavy on my mind. So I'll close with scripture, drawing strength from Psalm 144.
A lot of people have said, Brad, this isn't becoming a religious war. You watch and tell me yourself.
Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. He is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer, my shield, in whom I take refuge. May the Lord grant unyielding strength and refuge to our warriors.
So non-dependent on your ideas of religion, here's the Department of War Secretary. Trump has been engaging in this very same message. We are America. America will fight righteously. A righteous fight will fight until our enemies are laying strewn across every single battlefield. Now, some military strategists out there say that this is exactly the type of message that America must send out to fight a religious extremist organization such as Iran. Here's that synagogue near Baltimore.
He is my loving God.
These are attacks that are reported to have taken place in Israel. Now, I don't have to tell you, do I? If you know attacks like this are coming to your city, do not be in your freaking city. GTF out. Leave. Evacuate. Everywhere is safer than where they are about to fly drones into, attack with missiles, or have street level attacks on a social uprising attack, violent event inside of your city. So now's the time to make a bug out plan. Know where you're going to evacuate and make sure that it affects your family the least amount. I've told everybody, if you can camp for 2 days, you can survive for 2 weeks. You know all of the mechanics. You know how to pack some food. You know how to start a fire. You know how to build a shelter. You can get in your vehicle and go on an extended vacation into the woods, prepare, remain aware, gather information, and collect yourself. Understand that you might never go back to your original position, because if your home, your shelter is in war, it might be safer to stay far away. Folks, you're watching Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube, where I doom scroll so that you and your family don't have to. Please share this video with friends and family off-site, x.com, Facebook, through text, through email. And thank you for joining my family as a Patreon member, patreon.com/Full Spectrum Survival. Make sure you join at the level that I can send you out 5 monthly survival cards and a newsletter every single month. You put them in your backpack, you pull them out when you need them. Thank you guys for being here with us and everything that you do for mine. From my family to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.